Yo, you know the deal. You nothing changed. Judah Ben. Yo. Here we go again to open up the show again. Suckers want to copy, so they try to wonder where we been. It's Thomas from the Bronx talking boxing, football and baseball and sometimes wrestling. Plus he all about the dough like Fosse. You might even catch him live, be on IG. You know he still rock with sock, even when the whole block is hot, chillin' in the cut like a doc. A lot of cowards, they act fake in a spot like they taking a spot, but imitators a pop. Tommy dropping out gems like a treasure chest. Every other week you might catch him with a special guest. Like the champ Keith Cologne, he's a regular. Took pics with Bud, so you better show him love. BVO and D-Free playing safety. They blocking all nonsense. Sonny, change your conscience. Yeah. You already know the deal. Judah Ben. Tell a friend to tell a friend, son. Tommy from the Bronx. BVO, D-Free, Socrates in the spot. East St. Louis.
Yo, what is good? What is good, man? Happy New Year to everybody. Happy Friday, man. 2026. Back on Friday Night Sports Talk, man. And we're going to take a break from boxing and we're going to talk some football, man, because football playoffs is around the corner, starting next week. And then tomorrow we got some games that are kind of playoff games within themselves, tomorrow and next weekend. And we're going to discuss that as well as our picks that we made in the beginning of the year. This year in football has been a crazy year. A lot of unexpected has happened. We're gonna no Chiefs in the playoffs for the first time in years. I mean, we got a lot to discuss. But first things first, man, I want to say what's up to my co-host, my man D-Free. Happy New Year, man. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, Happy New Year, man. What's good? What's good?
Chilling, man. Just another year. And one of the slogans I got for this year is stay on topic. That's the hashtag. Stay on topic. And today's topic is football. We're not going to worry about other people do. We're going to worry about what we're doing and maybe what the chat is saying. And we're going to, have some fun and talk some football today. Other days be boxing, maybe wrestling, baseball, who knows. But today is football, NFL. We're going to stay on topic. Lots to talk about. Hey, I got lots to talk about. And the beginning of the year, I wasn't as confident. As a matter of fact, I didn't think we were going to do anything. I thought we was going to finish last place. And the Seattle Seahawks, the number one team in the NFC as of right now. Tomorrow things can change. I believe the game tomorrow is at 7:00 or 8 Eastern time. 8:00 Eastern time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Seattle goes to Santa Clara to take the San Francisco 49ers. 13 wins. Who would have thought Seattle would get 13 wins, possibly 14? I mean, it's insane. I'm happy. I'm happy to be there, right? We're just happy to be here. Obviously, I want to do more. I think our defense is top notch. But then we got a quarterback issue and Mr. Inconsistency and stuff. But we'll get to that game in a minute. Let me just say what's up to the people in the chat right now before we start talking our stuff. And mind you, we'll drop the link later if anybody want to come up and talk some football too. So my man Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, salute to you. Happy Friday. Hello, guys, he says. And happy Friday to you, man. Happy New Year. Angie Baby in the chat. Yeah, in there. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. My man 88 Sports Talk, big Packers fan. Packers haven't been playing well. They've been hit with the injury bug in the last few weeks. And that quarterback too. So, what are their chances in the playoffs? We'll talk about that as well. My man K-Rod in the building. Yo, what's good, man? Salute to you. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming through. And 88 says, don't worry, y'all going to be happy to be eliminated too. Wow. Wow. I was trying to be nice. And then he hits me. Wow, man. I wasn't expecting that. Yo, wow. He just came and just like blindsided me, bro. Wow, man. I was being nice to the Packers, and then Thoma. I did not expect that. K-Rod said my Giants are still probably trash, but it don't matter. Hey, man, they playing for that pick, and they'll probably trade that pick in the offseason, build up some draft capital, and build up, in the next 2 years. So they're in a good position as far as building. I believe the Giants have their quarterback of the future. New Year Beluga says hi. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. And 88, he got me, man. He got me. Marky Dan in the building says Birds all day. He's the defending champs. Eagles fan. You could come up in a little bit whenever you're ready, Marky Dan. Just be nice. Be nice. That's all I say. But yeah, man, let's get to it. I just want to also let you guys know we did some over-unders in the beginning of the year. And I know D-Free and Dub, you guys had did a lot of previews to the NFL season as well. And I'm sure you got stuff to say about that. You and Dub right side. And then we also did our over-unders on team wins. And I was just reading it to D-Free earlier on our picks, and we all did bad. That's how the season's been. Nobody expected a lot of these teams to be playing as well or to be playing as bad, right? Like the Chiefs playing as bad, and my Seahawks playing as good. I mean, listen, I'm as shocked, and I'm a big Seahawks fan, and I talk shit. But, I'm a realist too. I'm a realistic fan. I know my team. And, if I was not a Seahawks fan, I got to tell it like it is. Seahawks don't really, they're not really a big threat, right? Because of Darnold. But if you look at the NFC in general, the NFC is really wide open. And that's why I was going to kind of say like the Packers comes to mind, because the Packers got a shot too, because I think anybody can win, can come out of the NFC. But because 88 want to be mean to me and stuff, so hopefully the Packers get eliminated. They're one and done. So just for that. But realistically, the NFC is there for the taking. If I had to pick two teams that I thought would be the best two teams, I would have to go with the defending champs because they've been battle tested all year long, right? With the tough schedule, right? And the defending champs. And then I would say the Rams. But the Rams haven't been played to their potential as of late. So especially they losing to the Falcons recently. We beat them in overtime in a game. They blew a lead. So, hey, we're going to discuss it. D-Free, I don't know where you want to start off with, what you want to talk about first. But I'm going to give you the ball. I'm going to hand off the ball to you. And you take.
Since we both got teams in the NFC. Let's start with the AFC. The surprising teams in the AFC, Denver and New England, the top two teams in the AFC. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought Denver would be a decent team. I definitely didn't see New England being one of the top teams in the AFC. But it's surprising because both of those quarterbacks are second-year quarterbacks, and they both are 1-2 in the AFC, and both of them are favorite to make it to the Super Bowl. So right now, I think those are the two strongest teams in the AFC. You have a couple of other teams that can possibly upset them, but Denver been there last year. New England is more so this their first year being in the playoffs with the squad that they have, but Denver been there. They can possibly get upset in the playoffs, but they're both the favorite to make the Super Bowl right now. If you look at everybody in the AFC, there's no Kansas City. The Baltimore Ravens is they got to win Sunday or they out. Pittsburgh is playing against the Ravens. They got to win or they out. So they both on elimination game. Their playoff starts Sunday. You got the Colts, who they started off hot, and they was one of my teams that I thought they was going to win the division. They had an injury to their quarterback, and so they went downhill after that. But the Texans, they're starting to play good, but I don't think they have enough firepower to mess with a team like Denver. You got who else? Cincinnati. they're playing okay. They're up and down. 1 week they're playing good, 1 week they're playing bad. I mean, so the AFC is pretty much come down to New England. I mean, then you got the Buffalo, but Buffalo, they're up and down as well. So it really comes down to it really comes down to New England and Denver right now. And it's surprisingly because I don't think anybody had New England and Denver being the top two teams in the AFC. And so I was shocked to see that. And I really wasn't paying attention to New England like that. I was paying attention to Denver, but I wasn't really paying attention to New England until maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, hold up. New England is out here balling. And they one of the top teams. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with because that defense is playing well. And whatever what's my guy, the head coach? I can't even think his name. But whatever he's doing right now,
Sean Vay.
Yeah. They got Drake May playing well out there in New England. So I mean he got a nice receiving core. He got a decent running back. And then, like I said, the defense is top notch. So I mean they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. So it's gonna come down between New England and Denver if they continue playing the way they're playing right now.
But I gotta interject before Marky Dan comes on to talk. You know, there's two teams that are really hot right now in the AFC and surprisingly hot. You know, especially one of these two teams. Jacksonville Jaguars has been playing great ball. I mean, Lawrence is finally looking like the quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be coming out of Clemson. And then the Houston Texans. I thought the Houston Texans was a crap team. Honestly, their offense has been limited. Stroud has been very inconsistent. The offensive line is bad, but defensively they have played great ball. So, you know, and those are two of the hottest teams right now in the AFC. And, you know, New England has played pretty much the easiest schedule of the season. Imagine this. I believe they got 3 or 4 losses, but 2 of those losses, one was to the Raiders opening game, which might be the worst team in football. And then the other one was to Pittsburgh, where they should have won. And I didn't think Pittsburgh's really that good of a team. But that was another close game that they should have won. So New England pretty much had an easy schedule. Anything can happen. And then, you know, the Broncos have been up and down. Knicks has played well, but they've been very inconsistent as well, especially offensively. You know, and Jacksonville, I believe, went in there in Denver because Denver had a nice home winning streak. And Jacksonville went in there and pretty much dominated Denver. So I would look out. Jacksonville, they're a scary team when they're playing the way they're playing now. And go figure, their first-round pick has been hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Marky.
Yeah, salute, fellas. Happy New Year. Smash the like button. Shout out to Chop Cheese Tommy, my guy. Puerto Rican from out there in the Bronx. As his name is, Tommy from the Bronx. My guy, D Frilio. D Free. Salute to you.
And real quick, guys, let me pause real quick. I gotta be fair and I gotta be nice and I gotta do things right. Let me introduce Marky Dan correctly. Marky coming up to right now to the panel, my man Marky Dan, the current winner of the STN Fantasy Football League 2025.
That's right.
He is the champion. He gets to talk his shit. He won the league this year. We still got the pick'ems to do. I believe it's down to like me, I think D Free and Dub in the pick'ems. But as far as fantasy football, right. Dub right side is the champion. I am the champ. So let me introduce the champion, Marky Dan, to the panel. Go ahead, Marky Dan.
So my guy. Yes, sir. I'm the champ. It feels good. It was a long season. A lot of strategic decision making, but we got it done, man. We the champs. We them boys. You know what I'm saying? We did it. Hey, yeah.
Marky, but I will tell you before you go on, you might need to put some of them players that you got on Philadelphia Eagles because y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna need it.
Maybe so. I ain't worried about it though. But that being said, Bijan Robinson, I would love to have him. Derrick Henry, I would love to trade him for Saquon right now. Saquon been playing like he got a flat tire all goddamn year. It's been very sad to see. He's taking a step back. But that being said, to looking forward to the playoffs, just focusing on the AFC for a second. I agree with Free. The AFC to me is wide open now that you don't got the Kansas City Chiefs in the tournament. So you got the Chargers. Obviously Justin Herbert, he has a pedigree of choking, but you never know. You know, Philip Rivers had that year. He went to the AFC Championship. You got Drake May and the Patriots. You know, they're a bit of a question mark for me. You know, they haven't really played the toughest schedule, but they've gone toe to toe with the Bills this year, the Buccaneers. Back when they had Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, you know what I'm saying? So they'll be interesting. The Bills, obviously, the Ravens, they got a very important game this Sunday coming up. It's with the Steelers, right? To decide if they get in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, the winner of this game Sunday between I believe a Sunday night game is a playoff game. It's pretty much your win and you're in. You get the number 4 seed, you get a home game, and you're the division champs.
Yeah, absolutely. And then to what Tommy to what and then obviously the Broncos. The Broncos I look at as the favorite. I think they got the best defense in the NFL right now, outside of the Eagles. Then you got the Jaguars and the Texans. Like the Texans defense has been playing off the charts all year long. They have pretty much been lifting the boat for the Texans because the offensive line has I mean it was pretty bad last year, but I mean you could say it's taken a step back even this year for CJ Stroud. But the defense has lifted them. Then with the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence is looking like the quarterback of 2 years ago when they beat the Chargers in the playoffs. Liam Cohen should win or she should probably win the coach of the year. You know, as a first year coach, to come in and pick up the pieces of what happened last year and go 12-4. I think he deserves it. But coming out of that pact, I'm going with Josh Allen to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going with Josh Allen to come out of the AFC. I think this is the year. This is the year. Patty Mahomes is not in the tournament. Andy Reid is not in the tournament. They gonna have to go back and retool. But they could very well be right back here next year if they fix fix the offensive line. So this is the opportunity for Josh Allen, and I really think Josh Allen is one of them special type of quarterbacks. Like he's one of them Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Tommy. Like I really look at him like that, but he just has not been crowned yet. I look at Lamar like that too. But I think Josh Allen is gonna get it done this year. Then moving to the NFC, I agree with Todd. Like I didn't see the Seahawks doing this year. I saw them maybe going.
Let's pause in the NFC real quick. Let's take with the AFC real quick before we go to the NFC, because the reason for that is I want to go over some of these over-unders that we did this year. I don't think Marky Dana, you might have missed it. You might have did a show with D Free and Dub, but I want to go over some of the stuff that we went through this year before the season, because obviously the season there's been a lot more parity in the NFL, whereas that you got a lot more teams that have been good, a lot more competitive teams this year. And one of the teams that I picked in the over-under, the mark was 11.5 wins. And that was probably the only one I got right in the AFC at least. And that was the Chiefs under 11.5 wins. So I kind of predicted the Chiefs to be on a down year. But I remember if my memory serves me right, I think I said the Chiefs would go under and maybe win 11 or 10 and still make the playoffs. I thought they would still make the playoffs, not win the division, but definitely not win 12 games. So I'm pretty shocked that the Chiefs will make the playoffs this year. And another team we was high on, I believe D Free was high on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I think, been lucky this year on some of their wins.
No, it's the Colts.
We had Pittsburgh under 8.5 wins.
It's the Colts, bro. They absolutely collapsed. And it's terrible to see. Like I really thought Danny was on the way to getting a top of the market deal. Now, like he'll be lucky if they bring him back. I think they're gonna bring him back. They're gonna try and replicate what they did this year. because that was the
They
most
they would be
success
crazy.
Shane Steichen.
They would be crazy not to bring him back. I mean,
Well,
they
you said
haven't had this much since. I said they would be crazy not to bring him back. I mean, prior to him getting injured, they was leading the division. They haven't had this type of season since they had Andrew Luck. They would be crazy not to bring him back.
but at the same time, Free. I mean, I agree overall. I don't think it'll be a long-term deal though. I think it'll be like a 2-year deal. Something they could done quick.
They're probably to see what happens because he was having a good year. The offense was clicking. They were running the ball well. They got an All-Pro, I believe, a future All-Pro tight end in Warren. That was a great draft pick. And they have good receivers too. That kid, what's his name? Pierce. I think he leads the league in like average per catch or something like that. Something crazy. Like every time he gets a big catch for like 30, 40 yards. So
and Jonathan that was leading the league in rushing prior to Daniel Dimes getting injured. It was Daniel Dimes got injured. The rushing game kind of suffered because they didn't have anybody to go to. I mean, Phillip Rivers did okay the couple of games that he's been in there, but it's not to the level that they had Daniel Jones in there.
Yeah. Let me see something.
Yeah, I mean, the AFC was. I mean, the whole NFL period this season was a big surprise on winners and losers because none of us had the Panthers doing that well. And I think it was another team that is doing exceptionally well that we didn't have. I can't remember who it was. I know the Panthers. None of us had the Panthers doing it as well
Seahawks.
as they're doing.
Let's keep it real. Come on, man. Don't be nice to me.
No,
the Seahawks. Nobody thought the Seahawks were going to be
no,
good.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't think anybody had the Seahawks winning 13 games. I don't think it was the Seahawks. I think it was somebody else. Oh, no,
the Bears.
New England. Yeah, nobody thought New England. I thought New England would have a solid year.
To me, it's the Bears. Like I feel like everybody had the Packers and the Lions winning the division ahead of them.
No, but see, the Bears, the only reason why I'm not surprised by the Bears because they had a good defense and they got pieces on offense. It was just the coaching was bad last year. The coaching was horrible. They got pieces. They got wide receivers.
Was bad last year.
They got wide receivers. They got a running back. They got a defense. Their quarterback is not a bad quarterback. He's just making rookie mistakes. So they had all of the pieces to be a good team. It was just they had bad coaching last year. So I'm not totally surprised by the Chicago Bears. It is surprising that they won the division, but it's not a huge surprise as much as New England doing what they're doing. I didn't think New England would be as good as they are.
Yeah, I didn't think New England would be as good as they are right now. I did think New England would be solid this year because I knew they had an easy schedule. But what's funny is that out the gate, losing those 2 games of the first 3 games, and in those games I marked as wins for New England, but I did think New England would do well this year, but not as well as, winning the division. I still thought it was Buffalo's division to win, and listen, Seahawks, a lot of people were picking on to finish last in the division. The over-under on the Seahawks this year was what was the over-under? It was actually 8.5. I thought it was lower than that. So that means that people predicted them to win about 8 or 9 games. So they won 13. They went 5 over. And they possibly could win 14 tomorrow. So and we're going to talk about that game. Somebody asked about the Packers. The Packers are solid. I just don't. There's 2 things. First of all, they've been struck with the injury bug, right? And the second thing, I just don't think Love is as good as people think he is. I don't think he's that good. And I think when the game's on the line, he showed that. He struggled the game on the line. And I think the coach is a good coach, but he tries to do too much, But with that being said,
you know what Love remind me of?
What?
He remind me of a younger version of Jalen Hurts. That's what Love
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he reminds me of a younger version of Jalen Hurts. He everything he's doing right now, I seen Jalen Hurts do when he first got into the league. That's everything that Love is doing. far as
Yeah.
being indecisive whether he should run or he should throw the ball, not reading the defense coverage well. He's doing everything I saw Jalen Hurts do when Jalen Hurts first came into the league. He reminds me of a younger version of Jalen Hurts.
I think
I would
well
agree.
Love is I think he's hesitant to run sometimes. I think he holds back
Yeah.
on running the ball. He wants to throw first.
But
You
it's
know, he's
not.
a quarterback. But then on top of that, their
Yeah.
receivers have been hurt all year. Like Watson's been hurt, and the kid they drafted has been kind of banged up too. Who's the
But he
receiver they
has
drafted?
this
Matthews?
thing.
Is it Matthews? What's the guy's name? The guy
Clay
who was,
Matthews?
he's gone. That was the linebacker.
No,
But-
yeah, that's a lie.
um,
Wow, what would I say?
I thought it's something Matthews, the wide receiver they drafted.
Christian Matthews. No, wait, is that his name?
No, I don't
No,
even
you're
think that's
talking about Golden. Matthew Golden.
Golden.
Oh,
Golden,
Matthew
yeah.
Golden.
Yeah, he's been banged up most of the year, and Watson too.
Yeah.
And he's every year that guy Watson's pretty banged up. So sometimes that hurts too. You know, Dobbs has been good, even though he's got that big ass cheating helmet on that they use now. I really can't stand that helmet.
Yeah. It's a cover that goes over the helmet.
I feel like they use that to their advantage. Like I don't want to get started on that.
I mean, it's to stop them from getting concussions. Maybe he's somebody that gotten concussions in the past. That's why you see some of the receivers wear those, because all it is a cover that was made for practice, but the league allowed them to use it in the regular games. But it was originally made only for practice. But then once I guess they must have talked to the league to see if they can wear it in the game, and the league approved them to wear it in the game. But it's a cover to stop them from getting concussions.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, but I guess if it helps. But the Packers, you know, what's gonna stink for them is that they're gonna be playing on the road pretty much throughout the playoffs. They're not gonna get a home game. So I don't know if that's beneficial or not. You know, we'll see. Friendly, who's that in the background? Who's that? Friendly 55, Friendly 50? Is that Marky Dan? Don't he say Friendly 50?
I don't know.
You're gonna have to put the camera on his picture so I know who that is. Yeah, I don't know who that is, man. But anyway, is that? Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna let you up.
Yeah.
So
What you mean you don't know? Free? It's your boy
I figured
Friendly
it was
50.
you because you always with the friendly $50 bets. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Marky Dan.
Friendly 50.
Friendly 50. What we gonna do friendly 50 on? Let's talk about tomorrow's game because that's what everybody want to talk about. Let's talk about tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. The team I hate the most, the San Francisco 49ers, hosting to the Seattle Seahawks. This is the big game. This is for number 1 seed. If you guys remember correctly, what I don't like, and you know what I do like, because does it happen 2 years in a row? Last year, similar situation for Darnold, right? He was with the Vikings. They went on the last game of the year to play Detroit. I believe both teams had like 1 or 2 losses. It was something ridiculous. And they were playing for the number 1 seed, and he shit the bed. You know, the Vikings got smoked. The Lions went on to get the number 1 seed. They smoked the Vikings. Darnold went on in the first playoff game against the Rams. They got smoked against the Rams, and they were gone. Now this year, similar situation on the road against division, San Francisco 49ers. And it's for the number 1 seed. It's for the division. It's for everything. You know what I'm saying? So can Sam Darnold actually show up for the big game and, you know, and produce? That's the big question. I think he can, but I'm nervous. What do you guys think about him?
You gotta show me.
I think
He gotta show me.
I think he
Top
will.
piece, Tommy.
I think he will. I think he will. And is for one reason and one reason only, because San Francisco don't have Fred Warner. With Fred Warner missing in the middle of that field, it opens up a lot of stuff, because San Francisco can't blitz like they normally would. They don't have that security blanket with Fred Warner. With Fred Warner, it kind of messed up that whole defense. They kind of got out of sync, because Fred Warner he's like a radio for San Francisco. He keeps everything in order, and he's the quarterback of the defense. So the way you beat Sam Darnold is by putting pressure on him. You put somebody in his face. If San Francisco can't get a good blitz to get to Sam Darnold and make him nervous in the pocket, they're not going to beat Seattle. He's going to be able to deliver the ball the way he wants to. So if they can blitz him and get somebody in his face, like the same way that Detroit did last year going into the playoff, they hit Sam Darnold. They kept putting somebody in Sam Darnold's face because he's not comfortable with somebody in his face. He's not a good passer on the run. He's not a good person. He's like Kurt Warner. I mean, not Kurt Warner, Kirk Cousins. He's like Kirk Cousins. Once you get pressure on him, he just lets the ball go. And if it gets to the receiver, it does. If it don't, it's going to 9 times out of 10 going to be a pick the other way. And that's what happened in the Detroit game. He kept throwing the interceptions. So I don't know if San Fran can put a blitz package together to get the Sam Darnold with them missing Fred Warner like that.
Okay. Marky Dan, before I cook on this. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you. Can you hear D Free? He's pretty scratchy to me.
Yeah, it was a little choppy, D3.
I heard what he was saying though. I heard what he was saying about Fred Warner
chopped up
and everything.
Yeah.
It was a little choppy.
Okay.
But overall, Sam Darnold, I don't have no or let me not say I don't have no belief in him. He just got to show me in the big game in terms of the playoffs, win or go home. It's all on the line, where you really got to nut up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, those boys are showing me what they can do in those types of situations. So that's all I really got to say. But the Seahawks, they got a great team. They got a great defense. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, just like I don't even know what to say. Like some of the cleanest footwork I've seen. Like him and Devontae Adams. Then I look at Devontae Smith. Like it's a really elite class of route runners that he's in. And then you got obviously Cooper Kupp. So yeah, I look out for that team.
They playing against San Fran tomorrow.
Oh yeah, but
we talking about
what you said?
We talking about San Fran.
You're talking about San Fran tomorrow. Oh yeah, okay. So that game tomorrow. Okay. So so I see that so the number 1 seed is on the line tomorrow.
Yeah, for the number 1 seed so tomorrow's a big game. It's Saturday night. San Francisco's playing the Seahawks. The winner of that game will be the number 1 seed and will get the bye. Remember, there's now 7 teams in the playoffs. 1 team only gets the bye. And the other team, if Seattle loses, they'll be the 5th seed. That means they'll play the winner at whoever wins the South, which is Tampa Bay or Carolina. If San Francisco loses, they'll be either the 5th or the 6th, depending on, I believe, what the Rams do tomorrow. So it's a different scenario. But at the end of the day, the winner will be the number 1 seed.
Is Brock Purdy back or is Mac Jones still playing?
Purdy's been playing for the last 3 games. Last 3, he's hot.
Playing. Purdy's been back for a while now.
Like you weren't really prepared for this, were you?
I don't really pay attention.
He's been on Democracy 101.
Ever since
he watching the Eagles and Democracy 101.
Yeah, that's a fact. I've been paying attention to too much politics.
I
pay attention to the Eagles. I don't really pay attention to what's going on in the West.
Okay. Well, I'm going to educate you a little bit on what's been going on. So as Mr. Shelton walks in, and he's a big 49er fan, and he's bang, bang, 9 again. The 49ers have been hot, and Purdy has been hot the last 4 or 5 games. This may have been the best coaching that Shanahan has done in as a head coach, I believe, because this team has had nothing but injuries all year long. Kittle's been out on and off. He's questionable for tomorrow. Pearsall's been banged up on and off. McCaffrey's been playing most of the year. He's been good. The other receiver didn't play all year. The other receiver that was out that signed all that money. So Shanahan's done a great job. Yeah. Salah has done a great job defensively. He has a defensive coordinator since leaving the Jets, but they're missing a lot of pieces. And San Francisco ranks last or second to last in pressure, in quarterback pressure. So it's going to be up to Salah to maybe create something where he could put pressure on Darnold. But if you look at San Francisco's last few games, especially last week, their defense can't stop me, you, and D Free in a two-hand touch league. They can't. The defense has been terrible this year. They got no pass rush, and they're banged up. So Darnold, there's no excuse for Darnold tomorrow. I know Darnold makes a lot of mistakes. Kupp has been dropping a lot of passes. That big trade Seattle made for Shaheed with the Saints, that's been clutch because of, the special teams. And he's made some big plays for us offensively. Jackson Njigba, he's definitely first team All-Pro. He's probably the best receiver in football this year based off the stats. And, he should get some MVP votes with all due respect.
Let me say this, though. Christian McCaffrey, I think, should be the MVP of this league.
But you're not even watching the games. How can you say that?
No, I'm just saying that based on I'm saying that based on a couple of things. I say that based on statistics. Chop cheese, Tommy, and I say that based on. I was watching the games when Mac Jones was in. I was watching those games when Mac Jones was wheeling and dealing, and he's kept them in these football games, particularly the early part of the season, where this nigga wasn't, or excuse me, I apologize for cursing, where he wasn't even getting into 100 yards rushing, but he was still picking up 100 yards receiving or 80 yards receiving, and he was going for 60-yard touchdowns, and he was holding them up. And that's some consistent chop cheese, Tommy. Not only that, I'm reading it.
Yo, Mr. Shelton ain't shit. He said, y'all running back is named after a cheap chef thing.
Bro, like I told y'all,
that's crazy.
They got Drake May as the leading candidate for MVP of the year. I tried to tell y'all.
And it's not
they got him the leading candidate because it was between him and Matthew Stafford, but Matthew Stafford had that bad game last week, and Drake May, they won, and they won big, and so he's the leading candidate now.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Trevor Lawrence got some votes too for MVP.
Christian McCaffrey is the first player in NFL history to achieve 2,000 scrimmage yards 3 times in his career with 17 plus touchdowns. I think it should go to him if he wins this football game tomorrow. If he go off with a stupid performance, 200 total yards, 2 tuds, I think it should go to him.
Okay. Well, let me give you some stats too, because Seattle's defense has pretty much been ranked second all year long behind the Houston Texans. They're second in yards per game and 292.9 yards a game. 94 yards rushing per game, and 198.6 passing yards given up by Seattle defense. They're second in scoring, allowing only 18.1. I believe first place is again the Houston Texans. They're fifth in interceptions with 17 interceptions, led by Ernest Jones, who is our inside linebacker. He's got 5. Passes defended, they're second in passes defended in 91, and they're 8th in sacks with 44 sacks. So Seattle's defense has been pretty much solid all year long.
Okay, right now they got them ranked number 5. Number 1 is the Texans. Number 2 is Cleveland. Number 3 is Denver. Number 4 is the Chargers. Number 5 is Seattle. They got them ranked number 5 right now.
Okay. I don't know what these based off, I guess. Yeah. What is that based off of, though? Is that based off of yardage, the scoring? Or
it's based off of everything. I mean, mainly yardage, but they got it off of everything that's mainly yardage because Seattle gives up 292.6 yards a game, and then the other teams give up less than that. You got Chargers giving up 288. You got Denver giving up 282. You got Cleveland giving up 278, and you got Houston giving up 272.
Okay.
Because you pass the yardage.
real quick, because
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Shelton is feeling himself, and I hope his phone works tomorrow night after Seattle wins, because after they win, you will be getting some text messages, and I hope your phone works, because I don't want your phone to all of a sudden not be working, Mr. Shelton, when Seattle beat that ass. Because here's another thing too.
Yeah.
Seattle's
That's
favored
not a
in this
polite
game
thing
on
to
the
say,
road.
chop cheese
What do
guy.
you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Seattle is actually the favorite. They're favorite 2.5 at Santa Clara and San Francisco. What do you guys think about that? I know it's just a number, but to Seattle being a favorite on the road, that kind of says a lot if you think about it.
I mean, well, there's one or two things. For one, Seattle has an excellent road record this season. I don't think they lost a game on the road this year. They might have lost one.
I think one game they lost on the road
lost
this year. And that was to the Rams.
Yeah, so I think they only lost one game on the road. Other than that, they've been winning every game on the road. And then, like we both said, San Francisco defense give up too many yards. They give up too many yards, and Seattle is more a passing offense this year than a run offense. Like their running game
Can you hear
hasn't been great this year.
You're breaking up, D Free. I don't
Hold
know
on,
why.
let me get on my phone. Let me get on my phone.
Like, geez, were you gonna say it, Tommy? Golly.
Sorry, man. I was trying. I mean, I could understand what he's saying, but he was sounding like a robot.
I know, but it's not good show quality.
I'm just reading. I'm reading and trying to make sure I memorize everything Mr. Shelton is saying. You know, about his 49ers. He said he's blocking my. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. Listen, the last time this happened, I believe it happened in 2019, and it was for it was for the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed. I think if Seattle would have won, they would have been the 2 seed, but they were playing for the bye in the playoffs. That's when it was 6 teams and only 2 teams got the bye. And the game, I believe, was in Seattle the last time, if I'm not mistaken. And San Francisco won. And when they won that game, they it came down to the last play. It was fourth and goal, and Seattle got tackled at the 1-yard line. So it was a very good game. These teams, you know, they battle each other very, well. They're very evenly matched. You know, it's a rivalry game, right? So I expect the same type of game tomorrow. But if Darnold is on his game and he doesn't turn the ball over, I expect Seattle to win, because I just think Seattle's the better team right now. I know San Francisco's played well offensively, but now they're playing a team with a good defense. You know what I'm saying? And that first game of the year, even though they beat Seattle in Seattle, it was a very close game, and it came down to turnovers. You know, I think Walker fumbled the ball, Njigba had a fumble in the game, and Darnold had threw an interception, and they still had a chance to come back and win that game because they had the ball last, only down 1 possession. So with that being said, I think that spread is telling us a lot. With them favored 2.5, the public is on Seattle for a reason. So I just think they're the better team. But credit to Shanahan and credit to the Niners. They've done great with all the injuries they had. I mean, and Salah is like reinvented and rejuvenated himself since, going to the Jets and kind of getting blackballed over there. I didn't think he was treated fairly in New York. So now back at defensive coordinator doing what he does best. And he's done great with what he's had. So I give them all the credit in the world. I can't stand them, and I don't like their fans either, like Mr. Shelton, but I give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the panel, my man, K-Rod, man. What's good with you, K-Rod?
Hey, how's it going?
Salute. Football today.
Hey, how's it going, D-Free? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I don't know what you got on tomorrow's games. I know you're a Giant fan, but it's not much. The Giants.
Yeah, I think the Giants are like I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I think the Giants are just cursed. I don't think there's any turning back of seeing any possible redemption to get another world title. I think the top teams that are going to be dominating for quite a while are the Kansas City Chiefs, definitely the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to probably say maybe the 49ers and maybe the Chargers, and definitely and possibly New England, possibly.
Hey, it won't be Kansas City Chiefs this year.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, he's a great player, man. But I think the level of competition has definitely now scaled a lot better, and I think yeah.
I think Patrick Mahomes. I think he's getting old. I think he's getting old. I told everybody at the beginning of the season. I think he's falling off. I think he's having a downslop, and that's what it seems like to me. It's like he's not the same Patrick Mahomes he used to be. Patrick Mahomes used to find a way to pull the game out at the end, and he's not having that same success anymore.
And it's crazy because a couple of things with that, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is going to be out and he's going to miss a good bunch of games next year in the beginning with the injury he got. But they got him they made some signings to improve the offensive line. So he had protection, but his receivers really did him an injustice. He had a lot of drop passes in big spots,
I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he had since his best season was 2022. He threw for 52-50, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, had a quarterback rating of 105.2. Every year since then, it's been going downhill. The 23, he had 41, 83, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 92.6 quarterback rating. 24, 39, 28, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 93.5. And this year, 35, 87, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 89.6. Every year since 22, it's been going downhill.
You're right. And we spoke about that, I think, in the beginning of the year, as well. We spoke about that. And that's why I picked the under on the Chiefs this year. But if anybody's seen some of those games, I like to, give credit and call it the way I see it. There was some games where they made some drops in some big spots. Rice had some drops. Kelsey had some drops. Kelsey didn't really play all that great this year. He might be retiring after the season. So my man 88 talks about the Giants. He says they got Neighbors, Scatterbull, Dart. They have promise, just got to build. Yeah, absolutely. The Giants, they got the skill players. They got their quarterback. What I think they're going to do is they're going to trade their pick. They might get the second or third pick, trade for more draft picks, and just build from there. And I think they're going to have, they should have a 2-year span. I think the Giants got to get rid of that GM, though. I think he's terrible.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that.
What was the team we was just talking about?
What?
What was the team we was just talking about?
Well, I was just talking about the Giants because I was going to the comment
before the Giants.
Mentioned the Giants. Yeah.
Before the Giants.
The Chiefs.
Oh yeah, the Chiefs. Yeah, the thing with the Chiefs, chopped cheese, Tommy, is they've had Pat Mahomes hasn't had a great receiving core in about half a decade. Like the receivers he's had in these past 4 years, bums.
You can't say that, man, because
at best.
I gotta stop you there, bro.
Hold on one second. Chop cheese, Tommy. The Super Bowl he won after he beat matter of fact, the Super Bowl he won with the Eagles. When he beat the Eagles, that set off the back-to-back. Like that receiver core was nothing but bums. Like, are you kidding me? Juju Smith-Schuster, McCole Hardman, who's the best a punt returner.
So are you saying
what's the other name? What's the name of the other boy? Damn, it was not. It just was no. Like you didn't have no Tyreek Hills. You didn't have no number one X receivers on them teams. And then the year after that.
But if you said that they were bums, does that mean your cornerback core was trash?
No, but the reason why I also say they were bums, like the year after that D-Free, they were dropping passes all over the place. Like it was crazy.
But their receivers are not as bad. It's just that what happens is when you have a great receiver in Tyreek Hill, it's hard to hit that level. Like you're so used to having an all-pro as special talent like Tyreek Hill, then you have, then you go down to what you got with the young guys. Plus, they got an all-time, tight end, a Hall of Famer tight end in Kelsey, who's basically his number one receiver. You know,
But they overcame not having a Tyreek Hill, chop cheese, Tommy. The problem with the Chiefs is the magic is gone. And I didn't want to agree with Trilio, but I gotta agree with Trilio. The magic is gone.
Mm.
Like they had like just weird. I remember a game against the Raiders. It was like 17-16. The Chiefs were up, and the Raiders were in field goal position. And the center with 9 seconds left just like he just snapped it for no reason, and the Chiefs recovered it. And then there was another game where like they blocked the kick, or no, they don't. The kick doinked. Like that stuff like that just didn't happen for them this year. You know what I'm saying? And then the defense took a step back. So I mean, hey, what are you gonna do?
Hey,
I mean, they
if
overcame. They
you look
managed to
at
overcome They managed to
if
overcome the
you,
offensive line last year to a 15-2 record and a Super Bowl
yeah,
run.
I mean,
Okay.
if you look at what they did last year, they was winning games. I think with the first half of the season, they was winning games by the skin of their teeth last year. It
Yeah, they
wasn't
were.
until later on in the season that they fell into a stride. But they was struggling at the beginning of the season last year. So
But they were winning
I
games
just
mostly, and just like this year, with their defense.
mhm,
Their defense has been solid.
right.
They've been winning games mostly with their defense, and the defense is still going to be pretty much intact next year. And they got one of the better defensive coordinators in football. So that's been the thing with the Chiefs defense and trying to establish a running game as well. So I think the Chiefs will be okay next year. Um, I just Mahomes is going to miss some games. Mahomes was playing well, like before he got hurt. The like 2-3 weeks in a row before he got hurt, he was playing well also. So I mean,
Yeah, he was playing well. He just wasn't playing at the level that he was playing previously. Like
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes was on a different level compared to all of the other quarterbacks in the league. Now it's like, okay, he then came back down to earth and he's right along everybody else. He's not above anybody. He's right along with everybody else.
yeah. Wow. All right, so let's run a couple of things to see what everybody thinks while we got a nice decent panel here. MVP, who you guys think is winning the MVP this year, the regular season?
What you
Um,
say?
I think the
MVP.
MVP. I think the MVP. If Drake May wins this game on Sunday, and um, let's say, I think if Drake May wins this game Sunday and they win it convincingly like they did last week, I think Drake May is a shoe in for MVP. You go from being one of the worst teams in the division to being the one of the best teams in the conference and a second year quarterback. I mean, if you look at his stats, Drake May is playing excellent.
Okay. Um, who else? Is everybody in agreement? I think it's going to come down to May and Stafford. I think those are the top
Yeah.
two guys.
I believe McCaffrey should be strongly considered, as I said before. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they gave it to Drake May. They wanted to introduce a bright young new face. The kid coming out of North Carolina. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Drake May. I thought, and I'm being very honest, and I was public saying it on Southern T when Drake May got drafted. I thought he was gonna be a bust. You know, I honestly thought that, but he
Yeah.
has surely proven me wrong. If he could win this MVP and potentially go on this run with this team. So shouts out
Mm.
to Drake May. But I think, Christian McCaffrey, with the history that I just stated, he's the only running back to ever do this in NFL history. 3 times with 2,000 scrimmage yard seasons with 17 plus touchdowns. That's never been done by anybody. So I think it should go to if he wins tomorrow, if he goes off tomorrow in like a historic performance, I think it should go to him.
Okay, well,
But
before I
it's
get to this
probably
question, I want to get to this highlight here
yeah,
because we
good.
spoke about it earlier, and I like this question. But who won the MVP last year?
Josh Allen.
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen. And look at the year that Saquon Barkley had. Usually, the quarterback is going to get the MVP all the time, and Barkley had a phenomenal, record-breaking type season last season, and they still gave it to a quarterback of Josh Allen. Not that Josh Allen didn't have a great year, because he did, but I'm just saying, like, running backs, it's hard for them to. It usually goes to a quarterback. So that's why I think it's going to go down to May or Stafford. I think May is going to get the edge because Stafford's played bad the last couple of games. Well, actually, the last game, because against the Seahawks, he had a great game. I mean, he threw like 3 or 4 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Nakua has been great, and but it was the last game. I think he threw like 3 interceptions. Now, to this question, are the Jags a dark horse for the playoffs, and why do they have a lot of haters? I don't know why they have a lot of haters, but I did say this in the beginning of the show. I said I like the Texans and the Jags are the hottest teams right now in the AFC, and I like the Jags, and I think Lawrence is playing great ball, especially at the right time of the year. He's starting to look like the guy that came out of Clemson that was supposed to be like the next big thing. He's played phenomenal ball, and they're running the ball exceptionally well as well, and they're doing this without their number 1 pick. Hunter's been hurt pretty much the whole second half of the season, so I like the Jags. I want to see what happens because they haven't won the division yet. I believe if they win their game this week, they win the division. I think they lose and the Texans win, the Texans get the division. So, but I expect the Jaguars to win this week and get. I believe they'll be the 3 seed. They'll be the 3rd seed in the playoffs, so they'll get a home playoff game next week. So I like the Jags a lot. I really do. And like I said earlier in the show, there's a lot of parity. I mean, there's really no odds-on favorite in both conferences right now. If I had to pick somebody in NFC, and I'm a Seahawks fan, I would say it's between the Eagles and the Rams. And the reason I said Eagles is because the Eagles are battle-tested. They've been battle-tested all year long as the defending champions, and I think they're built ready for the playoffs, right? So, and defensively, they're starting to play a lot better defensively as well. So it's going to be an interesting playoffs, But they definitely surprised me too. I mean, Seattle went into Jacksonville I believe Jacksonville beat the Chiefs, right? And then Seattle went into Jacksonville and pretty much dominated Jacksonville. And I was like, oh shit, we got to go all the way to the East Coast and play Jaguars after they just beat the Chiefs. And we went in there and beat them. So I was like, damn, what's up with this? The Jaguars, they were kind of like inconsistent, but they've been hot. They've been hot, man. And you can't take nothing away from them. I like the Jaguars. I think if they win the division, I like them as a sleeper. A lot of people like the Texans as a sleeper too. I just don't trust Stroud. So, and that offensive line is bad.
But real quick before you move on, I said this at the beginning of the season when they was talking about they was going to have Hunter play wide receiver and play him in situational spots as a corner. I said, nah, they can't do that. They're going to get that man hurt. And sure enough, that man ended up getting hurt because they put him, he's too small and they using him too much on offense and defense. And he eventually, his body broke down. And so now they doing this without him. I guarantee you next year, they're not going to put him at corner. They're going to leave him as strictly as a receiver.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about, anybody offensive player of the year, anybody offensive rookie player of the year. This one's a tough one.
Yeah, it's tough because it started off with Emeka.
Yep, from Tampa Bay. Yep.
Yeah, but he kind of slowed down, and then the running back from New England started playing. Yeah, he started playing well, and then he slowed down, and then you had the running back Omari Hampton from the Chargers started playing well. So it's a toss-up.
Even the Broncos running back, he was playing well too. He's a rookie.
Don't forget about Scatterboo.
Scatterboo, and he got hurt.
Scatterboo was another one that was coming on, but he only got hot for like 3 games, and then he got injured.
Yeah. But the receiver, I believe from was it Carolina? McMillan?
Yeah, McMillan. Yeah.
McMillan, it's probably going to come down to him and the kid that started at quarterback for the Saints out of nowhere. He's played well. You know, he's probably one of the top guys. But offensive rookie of the year is going to be tough. Even Tyler Warren was doing well as well with the Colts. So it's going to be interesting. I would think they'd give it to the receiver from Carolina.
Yeah, it'd probably be him, and it would have been a run to the finish line if Omeka didn't get injured and Mike Evans didn't get injured, because once Mike Evans got injured, he became the only receiver, and they started keying in on him, and so now he slowed down. So I think it's going to be McMillan as well.
Okay. Anybody else?
I won't be surprised if the Saints quarterback get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But I think McMillan deserves it. I don't think Shaw has played enough games to qualify. But a lot of the rookies that played this year started off great, got hurt. Scatterbull, the receiver from Tampa Bay, Emeka. Trayvon Henderson's pretty much second half of the season. He's been balling out, a running back for them because he wasn't the starter in the beginning, But yeah, I would probably lean towards the receiver, McMillan. That would be my choice. I don't know if anybody else has anything on that.
Yeah.
You don't got Jenkins on the list? He almost rushed for 1,000 yards.
Who?
Jenkins.
No.
Oh, did he get to college? Yeah, Jenkins would be up there too. I forgot about the. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he'll be up there. He'll be up there, but when you look at his yards per carry, is not that great.
I mean, you could say the Browns had the best, one of the best draft classes. That linebacker we got, easily defensive player of the year. I mean,
well, now defensive player of the year. That was my next question. Who you get? The guy Carson Schwarzenegger. That's his name. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, he's been a monster. I think he's going to be up there. Of course, I got to go. I'm gonna honorary select my guy, Emmanuel Nowari, the safety from Seattle. He's balled out too this year. But yeah, the linebacker for Cleveland, Schwarzenegger. I can't say his name. Schwarzenegger. He's been excellent. He's been a
lights
stud.
Out, man.
Yeah, he's been a stud. I know the kid
and
from
a cover linebacker too.
Yeah, the kid from Atlanta's been good too. Pierce.
He got injured Sunday too, didn't he?
Who?
Didn't the linebacker from Cleveland get injured Sunday?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
What's his number?
I think it's 59.
Oh no, I think it was 49. It was a linebacker. It was number 49. Because y'all played against Baltimore. Or who did y'all play Baltimore Sunday?
Oh, you played the Steelers.
The Steelers. They beat the Steelers. Yeah, they beat the Steelers too.
Yeah, they beat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between him. I like my guy from. It's hard to give a defensive player of the year or even.
Overdo with 120 tackles, man. Come on, stop.
Yeah, no, I said it's hard, but I'm saying, but I'm just saying from a guy that's watched all the Seahawks games, right? So I'm just saying, what I've seen, but they're not going to give it to him. Obviously, I think Schwarzenegger is definitely the right guy to get it. I mean, the guy from the Falcons has played good too. He'd probably be the second guy because Abdul Carter's he'll probably get votes, but he didn't do anything special. Those are the top two guys.
He's like a bust. Him and Graham was like almost a bust.
Abdul Carter is not going to get defensive rookie of the year.
No, he's not. I'm just saying that he might. That's another defensive rookie guy.
He didn't do anything.
In name only.
Yeah, it's probably going to be between Pierce and Schwarzenegger, but Schwarzenegger definitely is going to get it. So,
and I was expecting to see something from Abdul Carter because I didn't watch him a lot in Penn State. I just heard of his name and I watched a couple of games, and a couple of games that I see he played well. So I was like, okay, let me see what he does in the NFL. And he was a letdown for me in the NFL. He was a letdown.
BVO.
Well, I mean,
Garrett break.
I think he'll break it easy because the Bengals got an awful line, but I think Dexter Lawrence was like so dominant. I think people forgot all about Abdul Carter. I mean, he had a Warren Sapp type of year this year. Shout out to Lawrence, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, I hope he get a chance to play for a Super Bowl, man. That brother can play.
Yeah.
Brother from Clemson. I think he's from Clemson. Great player, man. I mean, what's that? They won in the 3-4 out there in Jersey. Him and Brian Burns.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for them, man. They got to get something going in there because they got too many pieces on defense, man.
Yeah, they it's the head. They need a head coach now because they fired the head coach, and that interim coach, he's going to get fired. They need a head coach right now. They ain't got no head coach. I don't know who's going to be the head coach. Um, so
They
that's
got to
what
get
they.
rid of that GM, man. That's what it is. It's the
Yeah, the
GM.
GM is terrible, man.
I mean, yeah, the GM is bad too, but the GM ain't the one that's calling plays on the field.
Yeah, but he not drafting people good either.
He's not. Yeah, the personnel. He's not making the right.
Abdul Carter was trash, man. It's just like us with Mason Graham. You know, they're
I
talking
mean,
about possibly trading on for Mason Graham.
I mean, he was trash, but nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. I mean, when we go into the draft, it's a coin toss. Some players be good, some players be bad, but nobody
Who you a
expected
cook?
nobody expected a dude Carter to be this bad. They expected him to struggle at times because he's a rookie, but nobody expected him to be this bad. None of us expected him to be this bad. And you got to remember, they went pretty much the entire season without their number one receiver.
Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors got injured,
Yeah, he got injured
and
early.
then they lost their running back, and so I mean and then they lost it. They lost the quarterback for parts of the year, so it was a snowball effect. They lost the receivers, then they lost the running back, then they lose the quarterback. It was like week after week they were losing their top players week after week.
Yeah.
It was a snowball effect.
Listen,
Free,
real
if I
quick.
bring you bad ingredients, man, you can't cook me a good meal. I don't
Listen,
care
real
what you
quick
say.
before we get off. I want to bring up two things. One, as far as the Giants quarterback, should the Giants be concerned with Dart's injury with the concussions? Should that be a concern for the Giants?
Oh, he got to stop running.
Yeah,
This
I
ain't
would say
college.
yes.
Yeah.
He's got to
Yeah,
stop running.
yeah. It's definitely a concern. Because this is his second one.
I think he's had like 2 or 3. If
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I'm saying.
mistaken.
I think this
He
is
had
at
like 3 in
least
college, man. That he gonna get knocked out of the league, man. This
Yeah,
ain't
man.
this ain't the SEC, man. Ain't from Ole Miss.
It's at
That's
least
what I'm
his
saying. That's
second
why I
one.
asked that question.
Yeah, because we saw. I mean, look at Tua. He gonna end up like Tua in Miami. Every time he turn
Tua is
around, he get
garbage,
hit.
man. I can't believe he lead the league in interceptions, man. I never thought I would see that.
Well, he's not going to be with the Miami next year. But
I mean,
I'll
my
tell you
other
what
thing
though.
before we go,
I bet you my boy Cheetah miss Patrick Mahomes now.
BVO,
that nigga said he was better than him.
Before you, because you're coming on and you're deboing me right now, let us know what you're going to talk about. But before you do that, and we go over to BVO, what are the predict? We'll do our playoff predictions next week. I'm going to have Steve Serby on next week. I'm not sure what day, but he's the guy that writes for the New York Post with football. He covers the Jets and Giants, so he doesn't really have much to say, but he covers football, so he writes for the Post. So we're going to come on and do our playoff predictions next week. But what do you got tomorrow night? Seahawks, Niners. Who gets the number 1 seed?
Bishop.
Huh?
I'm
What'd
messing
you
with
say?
you, Ryder, man. I said Bishop. Remember how you was calling Bishop?
D-Free, who you got? San Francisco, Seattle, number 1 seed.
I think it's gonna be Seattle. I just don't see San Fran being able to blitz Sam Darnold because their secondary is so banged up. Their secondary is trash right now, so I don't see them being able to blitz Sam Darnold, and he's gonna have time to be able to find his receiver that's open. So I'm gonna say Seattle wins by a field goal.
Okay. K-Rod, Seattle against San Francisco tomorrow night for the number 1 seed. Who you got?
Man, I'm probably gonna go with Seattle. I think Seattle's just way too good. I mean, San Francisco, they can play, but I think Seattle, they're just on a whole different level.
Okay. And BVO, the hater, the great hater that you are, who do you got, Seattle or San Francisco tomorrow night?
Ryder, man, I got the 49ers crushing the Seahawks.
Jesus. Well, I'm a Seahawks fan, and I got Seattle winning. I got Seattle winning by 10. I think they're going to get a turnover for a touchdown late and put the game away late in the game. It'll be a competitive 3 quarters, fourth quarter. Seattle comes in and gets a big turnover. wins by 10, get the number 1 seed, and then we'll figure out what happens in the playoffs. And
You
last
need a
but not
drug
least,
test.
Ravens, Steelers. Who wins and who gets in? Lamar is going to play, and I believe J.J. Watt should be playing as well. D-Free, you lead.
JJ Watt ain't playing. He got a punctured lung.
He said he's going to try to play. That's crazy.
Bro, he's not playing.
If Lamar is playing, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think a 75% Lamar is still good enough to beat the Ravens. I mean, good enough to beat Pittsburgh. Is Metcalf gonna be back? Because I know he got suspended because of the thing with the fan. But is he going to be back for this game? I wasn't sure if he got 1 or 2 game suspension.
Regular season, he's done.
Okay. Like I said, if Lamar's playing, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. But if Lamar's not playing, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because Huntley is decent, but I don't think he's gonna be good enough to beat Pittsburgh because they're gonna send everything but the kitchen sink at Huntley tomorrow to get into the playoffs. I mean, not tomorrow, Sunday.
K-Rod, Steelers, Ravens.
Oh man, that's a really tough one. I'm probably gonna go with the Steelers. I think it's gonna be a hard fought game, and the Ravens, they're very like aggressive, with their defense. But I think the Steelers, if they can, try to work things out late game with some good plays, I think the Steelers, they're gonna clutch it out.
Okay, BVO.
I think the Ravens should bench Lamar and start Huntley because Lamar hasn't looked the same since he got injured. I mean, he got a bad back. They're going to lose, man. If I was them, I'd get a ball to King Henry 30 times and win the game.
Okay. I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens, even though it's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a tough place to play, but Steelers haven't played well at home.
What about that back, Tommy?
Huh?
What about Lamar's back? He hasn't looked the same since he's been back.
Lamar hasn't looked the same since he's been back, but I just don't think the Steelers is good. The Ravens defensively is not as good as they used to be. Ever since McDonald's left, they've been shaky on defense. But the Steelers have been pretty inconsistent all year long. So I don't know. I this is a little biased for me because I hate the Steelers. So I'm going to take the Ravens. In this game.
All the Ravens got to do is make Aaron Rodgers complain about the receivers all game long, even though it's his fault. That's all they got to do. Just put somebody in his face and make him complain that the receivers is not catching the ball.
Okay.
You've been throwing some pretty balls old as hell.
Yeah. Before we go, BVO, what you got cooking on the next show? We're going to go over to your channel. Let us know what you're going to be talking about.
Oh, man, we're talking about 2-time Ring Magazine champion, man, Teofimo Lopez. We got a cool thing talking about just the upcoming fights with Keyshawn. We got a jam-packed Ring Magazine card, man. We talk boxing all day. It's a Puerto Rican I work with, too, man. He going to be in the house.
All right, bet. I'm sure it's the same Puerto Rican that's over here. So that's what's up. I appreciate everybody that came through, man. I dropped the video earlier today. I finally dropped the video on Matias and why he's not guilty of doping, of PEDs. Yeah. And check that out. I'm gonna have a part 2 to that. I'm gonna hopefully drop tomorrow about it, and it's about how the inconsistencies of the media and content creators, in their views as far as when it comes to their favorite fighters and PEDs. The energy is not consistent. So stay tuned for that one. No Tales from the B-side this weekend, and we'll be back sometime next week. Like I said, Keep It in Ring will be back, and we're looking to have an interview with Steve Serby from the New York Post.
And tomorrow night, Saturday night at 7:50, I will be going live to call the Seattle and 49er game.
I will not be there because I don't like to be bothered when I watch my team play. So I will be I'll be watching on my own TV. I don't like
you ain't gonna be there because you're gonna be sitting in the corner praying.
Yeah, that's what I'll be. I haven't gone to the Seahawk bar in a while. We have a Seahawk bar out here that I used to go to. But I don't think I'm going to go.
You know what I was saying?
That being said, man, I appreciate everybody that came through. What was that, Bishop?
Huh?
What you said, Bishop?
I said Riverside, motherfucker.
Radamez is signing out. You guys be safe, man. Happy New Year to everybody.
Peace.